How y'all doing? Crazy day today. Didn't have too much to talk about, but I got a lot to talk about. San Francisco, man, y'all better get right. Last days, or is it going to be an extension? Hell, stick around.
Pulls up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good! Wins the game at the buzzer! Devo 10, Devo 5,
What's good? What's good? How's everybody out there doing? Man, today has been not official, but leaked that today's the day that Brandon Ayuk will be traded. Man, today's the day Brandon Ayuk's going to get traded. So that means the 49ers don't want to go to the Super Bowl. Not only are you losing one of your best receivers, you wasn't basically, to me, your number one receiver at route running, yak yards. I mean, ability, agility is getting better every year, man. Every year. I can understand the wide receivers market has gone up. And like I said before, I understand y'all got to pay Purdy next year. I understand it. But if y'all are asking these receivers to take a little less, you can ask him too. He's not an elite quarterback. He is a great quarterback. I will say that. He is a great quarterback. But he's not elite. He's not one of the guys you look at and be like, I have to give him the biggest contract in the NFL next year. That's not what I'm seeing in him. And we'd be gracious what we're giving him. He's not even getting $1 million a year now. And this is not me in any way saying that he does not play. He does, man. I'm appreciative of you. I was harsh on him at first because I like Trey and I felt that he didn't get a fair chance when he got hurt. That still had nothing to do with Brock. I just wanted to see that kid play. Now I don't care if I ever see him play because he's playing for the team that I hate the most in football, the Dallas Cowboys. Come on, man. Back to what we're talking about, man. But Brandon Ayuk has to be there. If there's no Brandon Ayuk right now or a receiver that's better, they're not going back. They're not going back. Pearsall's not going to be that same receiver. The receivers that they have, they are great, but they're great because they have Ayuk also to handle out there. They also have to deal with him. They also have to have an answer. You plan and you can scheme a whole lot different with him out there. I'm not saying that Pearsall or we got receivers. We really do. And I'm not going to say Jennings. I'm not going to say Debo. I'm not going to say Kittle, regardless of those guys, because they're going to get on that field. Who's that other guy for them? I wanted it to be Gray because he's got that crazy speed. I wanted it to be Bell. Who knows what's going on with him? Womack. We had people for it, but there's no Brandon Ayuk out there on this team. Every play you basically see him, if he doesn't have the ball in his hands, he's blocking the hell out of that D-back or that corner that's right there. Doesn't even see him coming. Man, I'm telling you, I can't lie. You're going to get a lot of that, if not better, with Jennings. The thing that I like is Jennings will get more minutes, but he's the slowest receiver. But the way that he catches it, it's almost like I don't need the best speed. I'm going to catch it, and I'm going to fight after that. I'm definitely going to fight. It's going to be a wrestling match to get me down. You're not doing that. You're not doing that. I remember him backstepping the man and shoving the dude out on the Phillies game. I was like, oh, my God, let's go. When he blocked the dude all the way to the Gatorade, man, come on. That dude's an animal. Debo is an animal. Kittle, all of the guys that I said I wouldn't even talk about. But the reason I got to talk about them is a lot of their stuff comes from having a Brandon Ayuk on your team. He's not a media guy. He's not one of the guys that's always celebrating, always showing off or anything like that. He's like a to himself type. A silent assassin. He still does celebrate with the team. I remember in the Philly game when Debo scored, when he came sliding in like this, I was like, yo, where did he even come from? He just come sliding in out of nowhere, man. Out of nowhere. But man, this is, and for it to be August, and right now is the time that you're talking about pulling off a trade for Brandon Ayuk when the season is basically about to start, and this complex system that Shanahan has, you're going to have a new or a unproven wide receiver to take Brandon Ayuk's place, the guy who got better every year after the first year or whatever, getting put in the doghouse for God knows what, but fought his way out there, fought his way into more minutes, more touches. Last year finished, come on, all pro. I mean, let's just be real about this. If you were going to trade him, you should have did this before the draft. That's exactly when this should have happened. Now, he has leverage. He doesn't have all the leverage. We have leverage, but the leverage is crazy. If we try to trade him to a team and it sounds good and looks good for us, he doesn't want to go there. He could say no. He did that. He did that with the Cleveland Browns trade. He told them he did not want to go there. So me, I'd start working a deal with the Patriots. I know he doesn't want to go there. We'll never see him again. I'd work him out with the Patriots or with a team that's got a sorry quarterback. Otherwise, that, man, you can stay. We'll franchise you next year, then we can shop you. Otherwise, that, it's a loss no matter how you cut it, how you slice it, however you want to talk about it. If you trade now for anything less than a player for player and an incentive, because he's that good of a player that we need a good starter to get him back. If it was talks that if he was going to go to Pittsburgh, that would help Pittsburgh out greatly. And they, in their first round, I think they got a right offensive tackle. If we could get that right there, that would be pretty good right there. And I think we can that will open up the playbooks and stuff way more for us. And if you do that, then you would have to wear the stupid face, Kyle Shanahan, because that means that the Pittsburgh Steelers, before the draft, were going to they wanted to trade. You turn those guys down. So if you get this trade with these guys right here, you're going to be looking really, really, really crazy. I don't know what to tell you about it, but brother, you looked bad in the Super Bowl. You look bad in every win that we had, because there are so many times people are saying, man, what the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Key example, and I'm not going to make any more examples because I'm not going to hate or anything like that, man. What is Jordan Mason doing so far down the bench? This guy can fall for 6 yards, man. That's crazy what he does on the field. And I guess it's because he fumbled in practice, which is a no-no with Kyle Shanahan. But at the same time, hey, man, that's when you want to do it. I mean, I remember Christian McCaffrey fumbling not just in a game, but in the Super Bowl. So, understanding, you would have gave Mason that ball in that position right there. Man, come on, man. Come on, man. And that would have been the perfect time to give him the ball because y'all were using such a healthy dose of McCaffrey. And I'm not mad about that. I'm not saying don't run the ball, but you got Elijah Mitchell. You got McCaffrey. Jefferson Davis Price or whatever his name was, and also Christian McCaffrey. Why do you just use him so much and don't give the other guys any burn at all? Any burn at all. And then when he gets hurt or Debo gets hurt, then you put those guys in and you just throw the ball. I don't understand, but they need to work this out. They should have had this worked out last year when the wide receiver market was low and they saw that Brandon Ayuk was emerging. They could have gave him maybe $1 million less than Debo last year, and he would have took that because he's only making 14 now. So they would have gave him like 22.5 or something like that, or even match Debo 23. It would have been a lock. Come on, man. It'd have been a lock. Now it's even harder to pay him because you had to you had to pay Trent Williams because you also had to pay McCaffrey. McCaffrey, they said he didn't have any more guaranteed money. So what I would have did was, you just got here and you just got a whole lot of money since you got here. You even just got paid from Madden. So at the end of this year, we'll restructure and give you some more guaranteed money. Right now, we got things that we need to do. We have things that we definitely need to do. You're a great player. You have money. You're locked in. You're locked in. Trent Williams saw that and he was like, hey, y'all wouldn't have went nowhere without me. The games I was out, we lost, undeniably. Yeah. I believe, I'm not sure if they did get that deal done yet, but I'm sure they're going to get that done ASAP. But that brings me back to Ayuk, man. He's one of my favorite players on that team. I really love the whole team, and it's been a while since I've done that. It's almost nostalgic to watch my team play now because it reminds me when I was a kid and I loved all the players. I knew all of them, defensively, offensively, the line on both sides. I mean, players that you normally wouldn't like because you watch it for the highlights or just to have a good time watching the game. No, man, I love the stats. I love taking them. Me and my friends, we used to take the stats and compare them at school the next day. I wish so much that it was so easy to stream back then because, man, we had a team, and pretty soon you guys are going to get to meet those guys because that's how we're doing it down here at Hater Debate. While we're talking about team, while we're talking about friends, I want to give a shout out to my my two sponsors. One down there first at Fury Bro Studios. His name is Blind Fury, and he will do all of your recording needs and production needs, whether that's film scoring, music production, music, piano lessons, whatever you need. This guy's got you. He's got you. He's got you. He's got a team as well with him, so there's nothing they can't do to fulfill all of your music needs. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to my people down there at Planet Vapor. 11 different locations. You already know. They got everything that you need. I mean, everything. If you like gummies, they got gummies. If you like pre-rolls, they got pre-rolls. If you like cigars, they got cigars. If you like hookahs, they got hookahs. If you like glass pieces, they got glass pieces. If you need trays, if you need book bags, if you need grinders, if you need anything, plus somebody that's good at knowing what they're getting you. Going on down there. 11 different locations, man. Back to this Brandon Ayuk thing, man. Man, I feel like just putting the code in right now. Hold on. Can I touch it? Ayuk. Can we get him? Are they going to get him or are they going to walk? I will, if they let him walk, I can almost guarantee, I can't say all the way because I have to see the moves, but I can almost guarantee they won't make it to the Super Bowl. They might do great in the playoffs. They might even make it to the championship game, and I won't even go that far. But without Brandon Ayuk, and right now in the season, I don't see it being enough time. Man, I'm standing on that. I'm 98% sure that they won't go to the Super Bowl if they don't re-sign Brandon Ayuk. He's that good of a player. And people can say, like, you're just good because of the system. They can't say that about him. They can't say that. Even in the system, he's the best one at it. Everybody shines in that system, but he's the best wide receiver out there. He really is. This isn't any shade towards my boy Debo Jennings, Kyle Juszczyk, my boy Kittle. This isn't no shade towards y'all. Y'all are my boys. I love all y'all. But y'all know what that guy brings to this table, man. I was mad just like all y'all when we lost that Super Bowl. I can't understand why this guy, y'all saw the same Super Bowl I saw. Brandon Ayuk was, man, come on, man. Come on, man. And then when he said, don't forget what got you here, I feel you, man. Because I was missing you out there. I don't know what they were doing, why they didn't. We got to overtime. He didn't know, I don't know what he thought he was doing by not. See, if we were down there and it was me, I'd have went for it. Not the field goal. I'd have went for it. I would have went for one of those reverses where the wide receiver throws the pass and the touchdown. It worked for him every time they did that. Jennings that did it. Come on, man. Y'all got to remember all of the weapons that they have out there. There's no way they wouldn't have did it. But also their defense was buzzing. On paper, they were supposed to win that Super Bowl. Everybody knows it. They had injuries on Kansas City Chiefs. But who we didn't have on that team, on that field that day, the way that we were supposed to have him, was Brandon Ayuk. It was almost like they didn't even want him to have a touchdown in the Super Bowl because he's going to want more money. Of course he would. But that's how hard it is to catch a Super Bowl pass. But that's also why you guys lost the Super Bowl. Picking and choosing who's going to get it instead of getting it. You know what I mean? Of course, draw up a play for certain people when they're hot or you want them to do things. But when you're continuously drawing up the same plays for the same people, and any surprise is your number one receiver, how's your number one receiver only catching it really like on surprise plays? What's going on? He breaks his man down almost every down. I really mean it. He not like physically, but he takes it. Boom, 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 boom. He takes all of the shoving and all of that. He takes all of that, and then he still runs a perfect route, gets open. And how many times have y'all seen him get up, slam the ball on the ground, and crawl the rest of the way like, man, I was so close. I wanted this. He knows his worth. He knows his capabilities. He knows that defense out there can't really stop him, and he's on his way up. San Francisco 49ers, what are y'all doing? There's still time. Kyle, John. Man, come on, man. I'm just a lowly 49er fan over here in South Carolina. You know what I mean? There's no reason I'm supposed to even be going for that team. But I've been going for that team since 1987. That's right. That's been my team since I really knew football. The first team, believe it or not, I hate this horrible story, but when I was younger, before I really knew football, right before I started playing football, I had a Kansas City Chiefs robe. Yeah, I had a Kansas City Chiefs robe. And I liked that team. I never even knew about the San Francisco 49ers at the time. Just like, oh man, I got me a football robe. Yeah. That team beat my favorite team twice in the Super Bowl, man. That's crazy. That is crazy. I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, as a man who was old enough to pick his own team, I know through and through I'm a 49er. I don't even like other teams like that. You can ask all my friends since way back in the day. I think when McNabb was on Madden, that was the only time I played with another team, was when it was the Philadelphia Eagles at the time when they had T.O. I mean, come on, man. Man, come on, man. Otherwise, that I can honestly say I've played with 49ers the whole time. College football, that's different. I like Oregon. I like Michigan. I like South Carolina. But they're going to lose, though. So, you know, it's teams that I like, but it's also teams I know that you can play or you can't play with those guys. Yeah. And so I've always been a Niner. Even when I had my Kansas City Chief robe, that came back and got me, man. It really came back and got me, man. I don't know. What do y'all think he's going to do? Do y'all think we're going to get rid of him? You think we're going to make him stay and franchise tag him next year and try to get something for him and pay him? I mean, what do y'all think, man? I'll give y'all a second. What do y'all think, man? I mean, let me know. I'm right here. It's for Jimmy. Yeah, man. It was reported earlier that it was happening. Then I saw my boy Grant Cohn, who always keeps me up to date. If it's not him, it's Jesse or if it's Coach, even Papa Cohn. You know what I mean? I love that team over there, man. I love that team. Last Second Sports, the coach, Kruger, Larry Kruger, man. I rock with him too. I don't rock with him as much as the other guys, but I do rock with Kruger. I can't lie. You know what I mean? He makes me, thinking of him makes me want to say pig in a pickle. No, they don't sponsor me, but shout out to them just because Krug says it. But speaking of Cone, man, yeah, he was saying that, I mean, right now, there isn't a clear understanding or reach that's coming from the 49ers, and they said yet. That was Cone's response. Yet? I mean, come on, man. You hadn't. We're almost there. We're in talks, but we haven't come into an agreement yet. It's either you're gonna do it or you're not gonna do it. If you're not gonna trade him, okay, Pay him so he can stay. Give him that. Like I said, Brock Purdy is great. This is one of the players that makes him great. Y'all better wake up, man. Y'all better wake up. You do not have forever to make this decision. You do not have forever. It's it's like a 15-minute show so far, man. I'm on it. I'm still in the mind trying to process how you are not ready for this. This means they fumbled this. I mean, really, how much time did you have to get him ready, to re-sign him, to do everything? You even could have did it years ago when he was cheap. You could have done it. Why didn't you? Why didn't you? I was really hoping that this was gonna be like the Debo and Bosa thing, you know, and now it will be over and they'd be ready to start this season, ready to see what Brock can do with his number one guy. I mean, come on, man. I know y'all heard how Brock talks about him. He talks well about all of his team, but you could tell they got that connection. Quarterback and his number one, you got to have that connection, man. I mean, Brock's a great guy. He doesn't have as much arm strength, but this guy's so smart and he processes so fast and he can move. Him having BA out there is it's like a cheat code. Excuse me. This cheat code was brought to you by Brandon Ayuk. This is what he does. This is what he likes to do. I mean, come on, man. Guys, can we get a deal done? Now. Before I wake up 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work. I don't know if we're working tomorrow because it's horrible weather over here. I don't even know the name of the hurricane or whatever it is that's coming through. Just know I had to clear the driveway out today. Had my axe, had my saw out there. Yeah. You see the shirt? The muscles are still bulging. I'm not going to show you in the camera. Y'all not going to be looking at me like that. Yeah. I did some yard work today. Some mountain man stuff out here on the land. Down here in Camden. You know what I mean? Like country folk do. We don't call people. We do it. We do it. If Brandon Ayuk was down here, we would have got the deal done. We'd have got the deal done. If you guys want to see Brandon Ayuk stay on the San Francisco 49ers, I'd like y'all to press that 1. Just type in 1. Wherever you can, type in the 1. If y'all want Brandon Ayuk to leave for whatever the reason, type in 0. Why? Because I have 0 faith in you. I don't like you. And you're probably just trying to get a good receiver for nothing. Oh, but man, yo, that was this episode today. I'm sorry it was so short, but I'm past due with this right here, man. Brandon Ayuk, man. I got all the respect and love in the world for you. Go get your money. You definitely earned it. And if it's guaranteed, man, especially if it's guaranteed, man, take care of you, take care of your future. That's generational wealth. You deserve it, man. Everybody doesn't get the opportunity. You have the opportunity. Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. But if we can keep you, man, you better stay your ass here, man. Get out.